might be counting doors. All back with your. Okay, your nose keep running and the money keep coming. Hey, I'ma keep ballin'. Hey, rock a park, spallin'. Hey, carefree, I've been living carefree. So much in the air, we can barely even breathe. Hey, I really worry about things I don't know. You say I'm living wrong.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports.
Okay, Larry, we are located a couple miles west of the Colorado State Capitol building here in downtown Denver. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the San Diego Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Throwing here, Lynch on first down. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. It's a gain of 14 there, and it'll be good for a Denver first down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Give him 11 on the gain there, and it'll be first down Denver. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lynch. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up and making sure it was a catch.
They'll try to sneak with Lynch. It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get him to first.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it and move forward and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Now they'll run it on the toss. At the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Time running out here on the play clock. On 2nd down, here's Lynch. And he slings one that's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now Lynch to throw.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. To throw is Lynch. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Here's Lynch. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he's brought down. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
Play clock winding down. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who's that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can...
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Dree Archer with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Fielded about a yard deep. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Now the Notre Dame man. This is Theo Riddick. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well. But I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offense.
Back now to begin the 2nd quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Now movement up front. I think this will be on San Diego.
False start, offense.
They go back to Riddick. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. I still remember my old coach just saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you, so make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And 4th down coming up. Here's Drew Kaiser now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. And coming out now, the Broncos. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On 1st down, it's Lynch toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills, your wiles, skills, right? Your mind to beat guys to the football. And getting your toes tapped in bounds definitely qualifies as that, doesn't it?
The veteran showing he still has the agility. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
The play clock's running down. Lynch looking to throw on second. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
On third down, Lynch. This will be caught at the 2. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
Time running out here on the play clock. They'll look to run with Hillman into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be second and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create, and if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Dree Archer, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. The Broncos defense getting ready to go. They were able to force that 3 and out. That led to a touchdown. Defenses obviously love 3 and outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast, but it set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored.
Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Riddick with a carry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be second down.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal. And the Broncos go to a nickel set on third down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Larry Ridley in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And it's complete. Henry. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll look to throw here on first down. He hits Riddick underneath. And he'll be taken down, but he territory. They'll look to throw now on first down. And right side, Henry's got it. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete. Close there. He caught it, just wasn't able to stay in bounds.
And that's where the sideline, it was used as a 12th defender. You know, 11's legal. This one is an imaginary one that my college coach used to call Sammy Sideline. Sammy Sideline can protect you at times, and in this case, that's exactly what he did for the defenders.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Second down following the incompletion. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lynch. Wide open receiver complete. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And on the ground they go with a running back. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Lynch looking to throw on 2nd. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Out comes the San Diego offense as they get set to see what they can do here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Here's Riddick. And he will lose you. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take... And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now Riddick. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a 1st down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And McManus able to put it through. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Never mind, Larry, forget your halftime report. Apparently, we are set for the 3rd quarter of action already. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. He'll drop to throw. Henry's got it out on the left side. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
It takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
On the ground, it's Riddick. And able to get This one all the way up to about the 46-yard line.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Complete to right. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be third down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guy, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time. And now it's 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out here in the eye. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. This is Riddick on the screen. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Still in search of the 1st down after that last completion.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. He was looking for Jarius Wright that time, and it's 4th down.
But has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the 2nd half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll throw on 1st down with Lynch. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Dree Archer, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Broncos add on. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Oh, another spin.
Hard to line him up when he does that.
And he's brought down after a good gain.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
Fresh set of downs here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll come out in the pistol.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
Here's the option going right. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So you heard the word. This is a neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, the defender wanted to try and get back after he had jumped, unable to do so.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Surveying the field. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Watch it now, Barney. Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Back now at the home of the champs, Sports Authority Field in Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Lynch looking to throw on 2nd. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alteron Werner. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. And it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Henry's got it out on the left side. It's a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a second down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
He'll look to throw. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Well, in tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Wright's got it. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make this a second down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
He hits Reddick underneath. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down, and it's incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive job of trying to protect their passer, but when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size, but slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This one from 48 yards away. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Broncos are going to get the football. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. 2nd and 10. It's Lynch again. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And certainly a valuable tool to have in your kit, Emmanuel Sanders, and he's shown us quite a bit in this one.
And that's why they want to use him immediately. You know they come out of the locker room saying, let's get the ball to him, get our offense jump-started, and in this case, it's worked throughout the game. Thus, they have the lead. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on third down. Now Lynch. And that's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And it's fourth down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
They'll set up a throw. Henry's got it out on the left side. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Wright's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Out of the gun now on third down. And some space here. Oh, spinning away. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now they're in the hurry-up. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he floated one out there, incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught at the 2. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Defense may be thinking pass. They come out in the nickel on 3rd and goal. False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman, certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
Offense.
So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal.
4 down, 4 down. Hang on now. 319. 319. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54 fight.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Throwing, Lynch. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. And quickly, they get to the line.
Now let's go.
Oh, Lynch going to throw. There's that man again, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 35.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And as now whistles come in, we're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll throw on 1st down with Lynch. And he'll go right back to Thomas, complete again. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now. It's Lynch. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4.
Hurry up, here we go.
Throwing again here. Lynch. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot and they connect.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Now McManus for the extra point. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. has stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Shift together here from the D-line.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone, as time has run out on this ball game. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
Your boyfriend's got a cauliflower and I'm a... So sue me. Who you, Judge Judy? Stacking the rubies. If life was a movie, then you could just call me the Goonies. You're not relevant. Trolling on the internet. No respect. Haven't moved out of your parents' basement yet. Big neck. Coming with the beat